If I could have my way, I would snap my fingers and everything would be done. She would be moved out and I would be getting on with my life. I stopped being truly happy with our relationship after 4 years. I felt stuck from the very beginning. I rescued her from being physically and emotionally abused by her parents. Once she moved in, she couldn't move back out. I'm her everything. I support her financially 100%. I cook and clean and work. She helps out some but not much. If something ever needs to get done, laundry, cleaning the bathroom, etc., I have to ask her for 5 days until finally I've begged enough for her to do it. For about 2 years she went into a horrible depression where she wouldn't leave the house but once a month. She's slowly coming out of it thanks to medication, but the damage is done. I fucking hate myself for feeling this way. But I do. She loves me so much. I make her so happy. I'm her everything. I wish I felt the same. About 4 months ago I told her things aren't working and she needs to change and we need to start working on things. She started seeing a doctor and started helping a bit around the house. It wasn't enough. A month ago I came downstairs and told her I was going to spend some time with my brother to clear my head. She became hysterical and started crying and begging me not to go. If you leave I have nothing. I've never worked. I have no money. I'd have to move back with my parents. That's not fair. How can you just throw away 7 years? I might as well just kill myself. It's better than the abuse I would get from my parents. I thought we've been getting better. I've been going to the doctor and trying to help around the house. What's changed? I agreed to stay and we talked. She asked me if I still loved her. I told her I don't know. She asked me if I found her attractive still. I told her no. She's long since stopped taking care of herself. She bathes twice a week or so. Stays in the same clothes day after day. Does no sort of personal grooming. I told her that even though she's been trying to improve, it's not enough and I've been feeling this way for a while now. She made me promise to try to make it work. I promised. Since then, she's been changing. She's still on her medications and she's been very helpful around the house. I think it's too little too late though, even with her helping more. It's still at 30% of what I need help with. I work 35 minutes 40 hours and I go to school full time. I don't have much time for house upkeep. I feel so fucking terrible. In her head, she is doing really well and she's helping me and we're getting better. Just the thought of her heartbreak brings me to tears. I don't want to be with her, but I still want her to be happy. I don't know what to do. I want to be happy too. Top 5 comments. 1. You made a big mistake. You tried to rescue her, and now she is totally dependent on you. You're not responsible for her happiness. You're not responsible for her mental health. You owe it to yourself and to her to try to salvage the marriage, but not at the expense of your own happiness and well-being. Pick your time carefully and lay it out for her. Tell her you can't live like this anymore. That you want to stay married but not if things keep going the way they are. That she needs to step up and take care of the house or get a full-time job or go back to school to better herself. And that you're no longer going to feel responsible for her life choices, mental health, or happiness. 2. Why did you marry her? Not grilling or judging. Just conversing. Did you love her when you married her or did you just feel obligated? If you loved her when you married her, I feel like you should try to get through this. Depression is a bitch and it's not an excuse. But marriage is for better or worse. In sickness and health. If she is trying, what else can be done? Opus. I'm sorry for both of you. 3. Anyone who pulls the I might as well kill myself card is emotionally abusive. Being depressed isn't an excuse for her behavior. And you can't be expected to carry so much of the responsibility. Sometimes you can't help people. Maybe you can help her find a job or a friend to stay with. But ultimately you have to detach yourself from her so both of you can move on. You should be able to be with someone you can love, and she should be able to be with someone who can love her. You've done enough for her and now it's time to focus on yourself. 4. How long did you wait to ask her to change? It is like going into debt with mental health. She may be trying and you may be failing to acknowledge that she is making huge strides. You can't measure her growth by your own ruler. If you want a different life, there can be no guilt there, but you can't expect her to turn a whole new leaf on the speed you expect. Your happiness comes first, but it sounds like she is trying. Maybe the spark is gone. That's okay. She still needs help and support if you want to see her do better. 5. After reading everything you've posted, including the comments, I can confidently say that you are in fact a horrible human being, not for wanting a divorce, but for everything that came before it. You have literally admitted that you weren't even in love with this girl when you married her. You have also admitted that you intended to rescue her and mold her into the person you wanted her to be from the very beginning of your relationship. You've admitted that you have never loved her for who she is, only what you expected her to become after your grooming. And then you have the audacity to actually tell this poor girl who you have already thoroughly explained has issues with severe depression. That even if she was at her best, she wouldn't be what you wanted. You deserve all of the guilt and supposed heartbreak you're feeling right now. I feel like I've wasted her life. Well, maybe because you did, asshole. Betraying spouse talks about marriage over and over again. Clinching. You know the routine. Detailed story of my GF's cheating is in my post history. D-Day was by the end of January. It took her multiple weeks to finally end contact with her AP. She lied into my face before, stating the contact was already cut. Today I believe her that it really ended, and I actually can't find the slightest hint that tells otherwise so far. Right now, we are doing okay. I feel a bit of progress when it comes to her behavior. We still don't talk too much, and I fear I slightly slipped into hiding as the past talks teach me that she whether lies to me, gets defending, blaming, or tells me she just wants to forget. I think she isn't in that state anymore. But anyway, I have hard times speaking out on things, and I often feel like she actually actively tries to forget what she did. Which also means that she forgets how I might feel, because I can't forget so far. This gets real when she keeps talking about marriage and a second child. I keep telling her that I'd also like to do have both with her, but of course I can't provide any concrete actions regarding this, to be honest. I sometimes think her urge is close to ridiculous. Even when I'm in a bad mood, I still keep myself together and don't start laughing, even if I really feel like it. I mean, what does she expect from me? I gave her all the insight in my thoughts that she needs to understand how her affair fucked me up. I won't heal over a course of a few weeks, or just wake up one morning and be like, yep, that's it. I'm done with her betrayal, and from now on I'll never think about it ever again. This evening, she is sad because I can't get euphoric about her wishes. Her being sad makes me somewhat angry. It's the good old downward spiral of you don't care about my feelings that allegedly pushed her into the affair. I feel blamed for that, but I really don't want to care about it. Be sad about it. Okay, don't fucking push me into something. Don't try to manipulate me. Signing a stupid contract won't make me forget what happened. It won't help me the slightest to get over it. What I'd like and maybe need to say would be something along listen. I told you I feel like marrying you. I also feel like having a second child with you, but both won't repair what has been done. And I just can't make decisions like that at the moment. Not because I still struggle if I want to stay with you after all that happened, but because I just feel ready for it. Both would feel like a favor for you. Maybe it's her fear of me leaving her. Maybe she has no other idea how to prove how important our relationship is to her now. She is clinching in some way. Did anyone here experience something similar? Top 5 comments. 1. Girlfriend, your cheating is still very fresh. Only a couple months ago. I'm not ready to talk about marriage or more kids with you. You needing to talk about it is disrespectful to me trying to process what you did. If she continues, you know you're done. 2. My spouse told me almost through the entire 8 years we have been together that because he already had a marriage and divorce under his belt, he felt he didn't want to get married again and risk another divorce. Even though I have proved to be insanely loyal and faithful, I always wanted to marry him. I always told him I take marriage very seriously. And the only thing could cause a divorce with me was fearing for my life or repeat infidelity. So last summer he cheated on me with a 19-year-old girl, left me for her. For 5 months. After they broke it off, we reconciled, which was last October. And now he wants to get married. We talk about it all the time. It's something I wanted with him our whole lives. But I wonder if it's because he actually wants to marry me, or if it's to keep me. So I'm in the same boat. Opus, it's very confusing. 3. Next time she speaks about marriage, ask her if she drafted a prenup, and about the second kid. Mention there is non-invasive way to DNA test before the birth now. 4. Marriage and second child were a topic before the affair. Since a long time, I have a quite ambivalent opinion on marriage that hurt her before. I am like, yeah, I'd be okay marrying you, but marriage always was nothing but a signature on a paper and other legally binding things. I know for me, I don't need to marry the person I love to be with them. I don't fear marriage, but I just can't provide the euphoria other people might have about it. For her, it's a way of proving that she really wants me and only me. I get that and try to believe it, but at the same time, it feels like it's about her, about making herself feel better. I don't mean to be harsh, but if she wanted marriage with you, she shouldn't have cheated with another dude. No, that's not harsh. You wrote down my thoughts. I think I know marriage is a big thing between us for years now, and that you really struggled with how it played out so far. But, do you really think that the latest events do speak in favor of us marrying? 5. My so does this. He knows I want to get married, so he will toss in things like, you're the one I want to marry, or, we will probably end up married one day. Now, I know it's BS and he is just saying it because he thinks it's what I want to hear. It's meaningless.